Guys, do I have an update for you? I have so much to talk about that I don't even know where to start. So I'm just going to start with yesterday. Yesterday, I did my CPR training. That was fine. It was done in like 30 minutes and then I was back home. And then I took my niece to get her nails done and I read while I was there. Listen, I'm doing pretty good with an ebook and I'm very surprised with myself. But that's for a different conversation. Anyways, I also had volleyball. I finally got to go back to volleyball, and we did JV varsity practice, and then we did freshman games. So the freshmen played 3 games last night, and it was rough. They've got so much to learn, which I love. I love when they start off like super rough, and then like we can grow them. They have so much room to grow when they start off really rough, and so I'm just like loving it. I love that age group. It's so much fun. And I love that, like, you could physically see the progress from the first game to the very last one. And I love it so much. Like, this is my area. Like, I love this age group. I love the basics. I love rotations, which is what they're learning. And so I just had a great time last night, even though my schedule's getting ready to be super wild. They have another game tonight for JV varsity. I'm not going to that one because I'm working until 7:45 tonight. And then I have a game on Thursday, which I'm going to that one. And then Friday is my niece's first game. And so I'm going to that one. So I'm going to skip practice and go to my niece's game. And then we have games on Saturday for varsity. I'm pretty sure it's just varsity. So yeah, we have a lot happening and I'm working full time this week and trying to go to the gym. I went to the gym this morning. I did not want to. I am not a morning person. I do not want to get up before 8 o'clock and my alarm went off at 6. I got out of bed 6:45, 7 o'clock. I mean, I still had plenty of time to go to the gym. I wanted more time here at the office before I got started for my day. That didn't happen. I mean, I had enough time to like do a couple of things and film this clip, but it's really about it. But I had a good workout. I did upper body and I need to get like 15,000 steps in today. And I'm already at almost 5,000, 4,800. So not doing too bad, but I need a lot of steps because I'm really behind. I was supposed to get like 10,000 yesterday and I got like 6. So definitely behind. But the big thing to talk about is Gone Girl. Guys, I see why everyone loves this. I was already interested. Okay, I was interested. I was in it. And then I hit about halfway and we had like a shift in the story and how like the structure of the story. And I was supposed to switch to my next book and I did not switch to my next book because I was that much more interested. Like, I could probably binge this book in the next couple of days and be totally fine with that because I am in it. Like, I am really enjoying this book and I can't wait for the movie. I don't know how they're going to do this movie because I think the way that it's written is what makes it really good because we have journal entries happening from his wife who's gone and we have his perspective. And it's his internal monologue that is feeding us the pieces that keep us going because he's giving us lines that were like, you don't seem like a normal person. Like, you don't seem right in the head. And so then you keep reading. I don't know how they're going to do that in this movie, but I'm going to watch this movie because I have to know. But I don't know that I have given you like more of a description of this book. So we have Nick, and Nick's perspective is his life, like present day. This is my wife is gone, the police are questioning me, and I'm trying to figure things out. And then the second perspective is Amy, but it's journal entries from Amy from before. So it starts off like when they kind of met, and then like their love story throughout. And then we hit the midway twist, and I'm just, because the story structure changed, and I am in it. And I'm really curious how this is going to go. I think what we've been fed enough pieces that we're just like so unsure. And when we hit that midway point, everything kind of shifts. And that's my favorite kind of story. I love when we're reading a book and then it shifts halfway through and our entire perspective on everything changes. I absolutely love it. Like, it's the best thing ever. I'm loving how this is written. I think that Gillian Flynn did a great job with like their word choice and their character descriptions and the monologues and all of the feeding of the pieces. This was so well thought out. Like, this book is spectacular so far, and I think that Gillian Flynn did a fantastic job with like the structure of this story and like the pieces that were being fed. Like, it's genius. Like, it is everything that I want in a story because we're literally getting pieces, and you're just like, whatever, and then it comes back later, and you're like, oh, we saw that. And it makes for such a great twist in this book. And I still have like 9 hours left. What are we going to do in the next 9 hours? I have no idea, but I am completely here for it. But yeah, if you've not read Gone Girl, I highly recommend you to do it, at least right now. I'm really hoping that this ending isn't like botched, and then I'm really sad. But as of right now, this is a contender for my top 10. Like, I'm having the greatest time listening to this, and I cannot wait to get to the end. Okay, guys, I have been reading, but not enough to give an update, I think. Still reading Gone Girl. I have like 5 hours left. I'm still really loving it. I've been walking a lot, and I've been listening to a different book for my TBR vlog. When I've been running, I've been running. I don't know if I told you, I did a long run yesterday. I think 45 minutes. It was a lot. I felt really tired after, but I'm really hoping to get back into running and like doing it consistently. So trying to stay consistent. I was gonna go running this morning. I had my bags packed and everything. I was ready to go. I woke up and it was pouring rain, and I'm not doing that. I'm not that committed. So maybe one day. But what I wanted to tell you about was the volleyball game that we're playing tonight and the whole history of that, because it's a lot. And I'm really curious how I'm going to be affected going into this game. And let me tell you. So, I went to school for the longest time, like fifth grade through senior year in the Lincoln County school system. And then I coached at their high school for volleyball right as soon as I graduated. Like, I graduated in May, and then I was assistant coaching in August of that year. And then I coached there for 5 years. I helped build the middle school program because the middle school program was non-existent. So I helped coach there. And no, I was wrong. I was head coach there for 5 years, but I was an assistant there for several years before that. And so I started off as an assistant at the high school. I started off as an assistant at middle school. I assisted with middle school for 3 years, helped build that program. When I took over at the high school, the team before me, they had I was coached 3 in 3 years, and then their record was like 6-22. Like, we were really bad, and all the kids were miserable, and just like no one was happy. Well, then I took over and I helped rebuild that program. I mean, I had a ton of help. I had really good athletes. Okay. And we did really well. We went to region 4 of the 5 years that I coached. We won districts twice, back to back. And then I was let go, and it like crushed me. I mean, absolutely destroyed me. I mean, it was a miserable season anyways. Like, we just had so much drama and so much like heaviness that season. And like, I was already thinking about just like being done. I wanted to do one more year because the juniors that I had that year, I had had them since they were sixth graders. So I coached them sixth, seventh, eighth. I coached them eighth grade at the high school. I coached them freshman, sophomore, and junior year. And so that next year would be their senior year. And I just wanted to finish that year. And then I was like, I'll be done after that because I'm just so miserable. Well, then they let me go, and it just like destroyed me. And there was a whole lot of like other things involved with like investigations and stuff. Nothing that I did directly, but they're like, you mismanaged the team, and so that's why I was let go. But like, they hired the new coach 2 weeks after I was let go, and so that coach is on my. Sorry, I keep hitting that. So that coach is on my last season with that team. So like that district tournament season that we won is credited under her name in the athletic association system. So that's a bummer. And like I was super depressed. And I was losing weight in 2019. I had lost 60 pounds, I think. And then I got depressed in October of that year. And then I gained so much of the weight back over the years. But so then I was brought on at Garrett County, and I was at Garrett County. And Garrett is in Lincoln's district. So like we have to play them twice a year, and like it's a big rivalry and all those things, right? Well, the first time when I was coaching at Garrett, because this was like less than a year, like I got fired in November 2019, and then August of 2020, I was coaching at Garrett. And I had to go into the school building at Lincoln and play this game, or well, coach this game. I was sick all day long. And I mean like all day long. I was sick. And then I'm sitting on the bus and I'm like, we're going. And I just remember texting. This friend that I had at the time, and I was like, I do not want to be here. I just want them to let me out of this bus and I will walk. I'll walk back to Garrett. Like, I don't want to go into this gym. Like, I just felt so nauseous and like sick, and I was shaking. And I go in there because I have to face all of like, these are parents and players that I literally just coached less than a year ago. This is administration that let me go, like, and I'm not confrontational at all. And I'm a hider, like I will run. And so I just didn't want to go in there. And so like I went in and I was super anxious, but like a lot of those girls, they came over and they hugged me, and some of the parents talked to me, and it was really nice. But then every year after, when I go to Lincoln, I'm anxious, like shaking, anxious. And it takes me probably once the JV game gets started, or well, the first game gets started, at that point, then I kind of start settling down, but I am like shaking the whole time I'm there up until that point. Like it is so bad. And it's gotten better every year. I noticed a couple of years ago, I didn't start feeling anxious until I got on the bus. And then the last couple of years, I start feeling anxious when I get to the parking lot and I have to like walk in. And so this year, I'm coaching with Southwestern. So I'm coaching with a whole different team. I'm in a whole different role. Everything's completely different. And I'm curious how it's going to feel when I walk in there. And not to mention that the coaching staff is different. So the last two coaches that they had, because they had a different coach last year and a new coach this year over at Lincoln, and both of those were athletes that I coached when I was at Lincoln. And the one that's coaching right now, like she hugs me every time she sees me, and like we have a great relationship. And so I'm really curious how that's going to go tonight, especially because I'm getting there like right on time. So I'm not even going to be able to get there and like feel anxious before the game gets started. I get there and the game's probably getting ready to start. So I'm really curious how I'm going to feel. But I wanted to share that with you because when I go to this game and I come back for an update, I want to be like, guys, it was fine. I wasn't anxious at all. And also to like normalize that you're going to feel anxious sometimes. You know, like I don't always have like a ton of anxiety. Like I don't deal with a ton of anxiety like people are diagnosed with anxiety. But even then, I still get anxious in different situations, and it's okay to feel anxious going back to a place where you poured so much of your heart into and then like got ripped out from under you, you know, and like my whole identity like was just who am I now? Like it was a whole mess. And no wonder I got depressed. Like, and it really taught me that my whole identity can't be one thing, you know, like we have to have multiple pieces of who we are. And so now that I'm a therapist, like I try to really like teach them that of like, this one thing is great, but what happens when it's gone? We can't just crumble because this like one thing is gone. Like we have to have other pieces of us to like stand on. And so that is also, you know, advice to you to have multiple facets of who you are because you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, so I'm excited. Next clip will be the game and how it went. Hey guys, so I got lots of updates. I want to update you on the game the other night and the games for today. And I want to update you on Gone Girl. But let's start with Gone Girl. And I finished Gone Girl, and guys, this book is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love all the layers. I love all of the nuances. I love how the story was written. Everything about this is just pure gold. I absolutely love it. I love the characters in this, and this isn't a situation where I love the characters because they're great characters and like they're great people and I just like root for them and I love who they are. No, I love these characters because they are so awful, but they are written so well. I absolutely love them, and I love the genius behind this book, the the threads that are in this, and the intentionality in all of the little pieces, and how Gillian Flynn had to like put all this together. It was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This is one of those books where, like, because I always wanted to be a writer and I tried to write for the longest time, but it's just not my thing. But this is one of those things where I'm like, man, if I had tried to write this, I would have screwed this up so bad. This would not have worked for me because there's so many things to keep up with as far as like the storyline and the pieces and the timeline and all the lies. There's so many lies in this book and it's great. Gillian Flynn is a masterpiece. I need to look into more of what she's written because if they're anything like this, man, she's just fantastic. Like if you've not read Gone Girl, which I feel like I'm the last one to not to like read it, you need to read it. Absolutely go read it because this was just fantastic. I'm gonna watch the movie and then I'm gonna do like a whole video on like the comparison of the movie versus the book because I haven't done that in like a year, so I really need to do that. This is great. This was absolutely great. This is going on my top 10 just because of all of the pieces and the nuances of everything. And like, it's not written super like flowery or anything, but I don't think it needed that. I think it just needed to be like very direct and to the point. And it's a lot. And I think it's genius. Absolutely genius. So definitely go read it. All right. And then the Lincoln game. So I was telling you that Lincoln is like it like makes me so anxious because it's such a piece of my heart. Well, we went in there the other night and I was not anxious at all. And I do think that it helped that the JV team was already like warming up and stuff and they were getting ready to actually like play their game. So I think that helped a ton because I didn't have a lot of time to like get there and like be waiting. But I loved it. So the coaches that are there now, they played for me. And so I stayed after the game and I like talked to them and loved on them and they loved on me and oh, I love our volleyball community where we don't hold any animosity against the coaches. Like we can be friends with the coaches and it be fine. It's like we can be competitive and then like talk to them after and like be close with them. You know, like I love that. You know, and like with this particular coach, anytime like they came to us or anything last year, like she would come and make sure to hug me. And so this time when I went to them, I made sure to seek her out and like hug her because, you know, like that's just how we are. And I learned so back when that coach was a senior, they were like my first set of freshmen like ever. And so like I watched them grow up and I let them write their names on the cement bricks in the office in there. And they're still there. Like that was 2018 and they're still there. And so she let me go and like see it office and stuff and see all the stuff that she had done to upgrade the locker room and it was just I loved it. And then this morning we played two games. We played one against like the region champions. Like they beat everybody every year. Like they don't even play a whole lot of people in our region because they're just so much better than us. And we played them. It was fine. We didn't do so great. But then we played a rival team, and that was such a great game. Like, we had to work really hard. We barely won the first two sets, and then we won big in the third set just because the other team lost all their energy, and so we ended up doing really well. But teenagers, man, we literally had just had a conversation about not missing your serve, and like when you need to like be more intentional about not missing your serve. And then we missed 9 serves in the first set. We played at 25. So 9 of their 25 points, we just handed them. And we lost, or we won 25-23. Don't miss 9 serves, and the score is not that close. But so we ended up winning that one, and it's such a good game to win. And I love like a good game. I hate a blowout. I don't even care if it's us like blowing the other team out. Blowouts are no fun. I hate it. I'd rather play 25-23 the whole way through and then lose than have a blowout because it's just, they're no fun. I hate them so much. But so now I am headed to Georgetown to meet the boyfriend. We are going couch shopping and running some errands and stuff. I'm just kind of waiting to see if we're eating or if I need to go ahead and get food on the way there and where to meet him. Like, I don't really know what the plan is, but all I know is I'm going to read and I will keep you guys updated. I don't know that I'm going to read anything else this weekend for this vlog. I've got 2 books that I'm reading, but they're for other vlogs. So this may be the last clip for this vlog. In that case, let me know what you've been reading. What have you been doing this week? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.